welcome back to Caregiver Corner. It's Miss Emily again. Today we're going to be talking about something called phonological awareness. Very long, complicated word, which just means we're getting kids ready to read, and there's lots of steps before they actually start reading. So you might remember from when you were little, maybe they had phonics instruction, and phonics is sounding out words by using the letters. So there's lots of things that kids have to do before they get to phonics that will help them. And that's what you guys could do at home with them. So let's talk about rhyming. There's a Kids Corner segment on rhyming. It's very important. It is a phonological awareness skill, and in fact, it is the skill that most predicts who is going to have trouble with reading later on. So most children should be able to rhyme at about age 5, about kindergarten-ish age. And kids who struggle with this tend to be kids who struggle with reading later on. But you can help train the brain for rhyming. Train the brain, ha ha. I didn't even mean to do that. Ways you can work on rhyming. Obviously, reading children's books are an excellent way to work on rhyming. You can leave out a word and your child can provide the rhyming word. So for example, this is the ear that hears the shout. My truck's in the muck and it won't come. Pause and see if your child can provide the rhyming word. Out. Many kids' books rhyme. So here's another one. My kids used to love the pout pout fish. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Ate my chum. With a mouth like mine, I am destined to be glum. Now that would be a hard one because look at those $1 million words. We talked about vocabulary in books. Chum means a friend. Destined, glum means sad. Those are awesome $1 million words. Dr. Seuss is the master of rhyming words, and kids really love them when they're early readers. So those are good stories to read as well. Besides reading books with rhymes, guess what? Many songs have rhymes. Many raps have rhymes. You can point that out to your kids when you're listening to music, when you're singing, when you're making up a rap. You can make up rhymes. I rhyme all the time. My daughter's name was Maya. I always used to call her Maya Papaya. My son is Luke, Luke Duke. In your seat, parakeet. In a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. All of those are different ways to practice rhyming and rhyming games. So take a look at the Kids Corner, the What's in My Bag, or the Get Out of My Wagon games, or just make them up in the car. Pick a word, hat, and see how many words you guys can think of together as a family that rhyme. So rhyming is super important in getting ready for reading. Also, nursery rhymes. I know they're kind of out of style. People think they're old-fashioned, but they're a really wonderful way to practice rhymes, and there are reasons that they've been around for hundreds of years because they help train the ear for phonics. So rhyming is one way to practice. Another Kids Corner segment that you're going to see is called Clap It Out, and that's clapping out syllables, which is a fancy word for phoneme segmentation, which means you can break up a word into its small parts. When kids learn to read, they have to break up words into their parts. So take a look at that game, and whenever you come across a new word in real life, especially a longer word, or even a word that might be hard for kids to say, like spaghetti. So many kids say piscetti. So you can clap it out. Spaghetti. Or, oh, there's the elephant at the zoo. That will help them hear the sounds in the words and sequence them appropriately. So rhyming, phoneme segmentation. Another thing you can do is work on initial sounds. So when we read stories, we can talk about the out, pout fish. P says pup, pup. You can do this in your daily life when you're talking about things. Can you get me the banana? B for banana. Just sneak it in. You can also talk about sound families. So let's think of all the words we can think of that start with la, 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 lollipop, la, 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 light, la, 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 learning. Those are fun games to play. How many words can you think of that start with a certain letter? Another thing that you can do is to break apart the sounds in words. Now, you can do this by practicing with flashcards or by looking at words and sounding them out. But in my experience, most kids prefer to do things in real life. It's more fun, it's more meaningful, and you get less resistance. So, if you want them to go into the car, you can say, "Come on, guys, we have to go into the and see if they can figure it out." Or, "Could you get me the from the fridge?" I know it sounds kind of silly, but that's going to help them start hearing the sounds and words. So, grown-ups, you've got a big job. It's a fun job. Go ahead and practice listening to those sounds and words and do it in fun ways, because your kids will feel confident and it's going to help them get ready for reading.